In the May issue of Animal Wellness magazine, I wrote an article talking about my experience with my dog Wally's anal gland problems, and I provided 5 natural and easy tips. Everything is going well. Your friends just walk through your door. Come on in, have a seat. Can I pour you a glass of Chardonnay? My dear friend, please allow me to pour you a drink. You can tell that I don't have friends. Chardonnay. Your dog is probably dressed up in a sweater, looking adorable. Everybody awes. Oh, look at that little puppy. Your friend says, "What a beautiful house, you little Martha Stewart." What's that smell? Oh, shoot. Wally, did you seep again? Uh-oh. Seep? Oh yes, his anal glands act up. It reeks like rotten fish. Everybody's on the other side of the room. Your friend says, "If I wanted to smell fish, I'd have gone to the ocean." Duh. We're going to have Chardonnay somewhere else. Goodbye, stinky, dirty pet house. Yuck! Who has more than one pet anywhere? Can't you find a dog that doesn't have a smelly butt? I haven't even passed wind before. And your dog does. What? Okay, gotta go. Kim Kardashian's on. Ta for N. It's like how you say the full word but then add an acronym at the end. Ugh. Some people just don't get this culture. Got G. Don't worry about it. If your dog has any kind of anal gland issue, you're probably familiar with the 2 little anal gland sacs on each side of your dog's bum. When they poop, the poop is supposed to push on the anal gland sacs and express them naturally. It's how the dogs mark their scent when they go to the bathroom. So your dog might have problems when their stool is too loose, or maybe they're constipated. The first tip is to encourage your dog to exercise so that they can lose a little bit of weight. This is the first thing that my veterinarian suggested. Wally was about 5 pounds overweight, and my vet said that there is a link between obesity in dogs and anal gland problems. The second tip is to add a probiotic or a digestive enzyme to your dog's food. This is something that I did to put the good bacteria back into my dog's stomach because he had been on a lot of antibiotics in the past. Some of them were for the anal gland infections. Third tip, I tried switching Wally's food. We thought an allergy might have been something he was dealing with. It's very common for a dog to become sensitive to the protein that he is eating. So we switched him from chicken to fish, and he seemed to do really well on that. The fourth tip is to increase your dog's fiber intake. A really easy way to do that is to give your dog raw vegetables. Wally loves sweet potato, broccoli stumps, pumpkins, also really high in fiber for your dog. And finally, the last tip, number 5, we encouraged Wally to increase his water intake. I noticed that Wally wasn't drinking very often. He didn't go to the water dish at all, unless he was on a big hike or it was a really hot summer day. So I started adding water to his food dish. This also slows him down so he eats at a more steady pace, which is also good for digestion. And yeah, it's a great way for him to get his water twice a day. Another solution you could look into is a water fountain as well. But don't forget to always talk to your veterinarian before you start any new routines or try any new products. Just because this worked for my dog doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work 100% for yours. I really hope it does. And also it's important to get your dog checked regularly at the vet. Sometimes the anal glands can become backed up and they can get really painful and they'll need to be expressed, and they could also become infected. Wally did get to this point many times in the past, but he hasn't had any issue in over a year. These tips will all help your dog so he can release his own anal glands. If you'd like to read the article in Animal Wellness magazine, I'll include the link below. And I hope that someday you have the faith to remove those protective blankets from your couch and invite your friends back over for dinner. Maybe serve salmon or fish flayon. Oh! Let me know in the comments if these tips worked for you. And don't forget to subscribe.